Hello, Sydney Schalit, CEO of the Footsteps Marketing. I heard you love dogs. What's your favorite breed?
Ooh, mutts.
They are very good dogs.
They're really good dogs. Right, so thank you for the introduction. I'm Sydney Schalit. I live in Carbondale, and I'm the CEO of Footsteps Marketing. I also had a pretty haphazard approach to my career. I grew up in Texas, went to high school. I was a good student, but had really great parents. And then I went to college, and I was not a good student, but I found an awesome course in cultural anthropology and ethnography, which essentially taught me how to storytell, which may or may not come to pass today. After that, I went into the Peace Corps. I mean, I graduated college, and it wasn't a huge, I don't know, I didn't have a lot of faith in it. I didn't love it, but I did it because it proves that you can do something, right? And then I went into the Peace Corps. I was stationed in West Africa, in Mali, and I had an amazing experience for about 1 year and 3 months, and then I got attacked on a bus and beat up pretty well. After that, I didn't really have a ton of support from the Peace Corps, which was really unfortunate, and I actually had to stay in my village for about 2 more months before I just ended up really, really sick. When you go through trauma, you can become more susceptible to really annoying, frustrating diseases like tuberculosis and malaria, great stuff like that. So I was finally able to come back home, and it took me about 3 years of pretty severe PTSD treatment and therapy to go through depression and anxiety, all that stuff. So during that time, I was really lucky enough to live in a small town like you guys all do, and work really part-time from home for a lot of different companies doing marketing work, just helping them with social media, helping them with email marketing, that sort of thing. Mostly my storytelling position in college really helped me figure that out. So then I do love dogs, and I was having a hard time with people at the time, and so I started a dog biscuit company because it allowed me to use a local bakery after hours and not have to deal with people. And then I got to bake dog treats, which are the cutest things ever, and then I got to build a website, an email platform, and all that, and was able to develop a brand and really tell the story of the Colorado Barkery. That's really, really cute name, I think. And so, anyways, I got the Barkery to a position around the same time that I was exiting all my therapy for my mental health issues. I was able to put it in a position to sell it. So then I suddenly became this entrepreneur. So then I started another company down in the San Luis Valley, and I put on a 12-hour endurance mountain bike race. I love mountain biking and being outside, being with my dogs, as far away from people as possible, which is ironic because I'm here today. But, so we started this bike race, and it was really successful, and I was able to sell that too. Then I went and I moved up to Steamboat with my partner, and he worked at a school, and I worked for the local newspaper, and it was one of the most toxic work environments I've ever been in, including the Peace Corps. It was just an unfortunate leadership scene, and it made me really realize what it would, if I was the leader of that team, what would I do? How would I treat those people? And it sort of realigned with my work in the Peace Corps, where, I mean, I went and I tried my best and I did as well as I could, and I don't know, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but shit happens. You know, your life can take different directions. You can get beat up on a bus. You can have to have surgery. You can have to have 4 years of your life kind of down the drain because somebody was sort of a jerk. And it doesn't have to write your story, right? I mean, now I run a company. I'm the CEO, which is really fancy. I have 11 employees. They're all wonderful. And I realize that my job now allows me to help 300 clients tell their stories across the country. And I also get to help all of my coworkers have the best day they can every day they come to work. We have a wellness committee. We make sure that mental health is a very important part of every day. We have meditation sessions. I've been able to instill and enact a lot of really therapeutic parts because work should be fun, and sometimes it's gonna suck, and that's okay. Just make sure you have a plan for your next step. Try to imagine if you got to walk away from that toxic job or that toxic relationship, what's next? Like, what do you want to do? Just pick something and try it. And if you fail, like I failed a bunch, and I got pushed around a bunch, it's okay, because someday you're going to end up happy. You might not end up on top, and that might not be where you want to be. But I have the luckiest job that I get to help people every day have a good day at their job, and they build email marketing campaigns, and we work for nonprofits, and we get to choose who and how we work. And so if you can find a place, and it took me until I was 32 to find it, just to be fair, I had a long path to this, but if you can find it, and when you do, that's awesome. And don't let something like my bus incident in West Africa, it doesn't have to define you. It can. It did for me for about 5 or 6 years. It defined every day. But you break out of it. You grow. You change. You have the opportunity to meet other people. You're going to have some opportunity someday to be impacted really positively by a stranger or somebody you've known your whole life. Just be open to that stuff. Please do feel free to come chat with me. Again, I'm with Footsteps Marketing. I'm in the furthest room. I can't remember what room that is. But yeah, don't let things define you unless you want them to define you. You get to write your own story, and hopefully you'll find some storytelling to do yourself. All right. Thank you.
Sydney, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rachel.